Hi, it's Philip. I will try to show you a set of tools, console tools, terminal tools, named dislocker. Dislocker, so it's a port of dislocker tools on NAS. Dislocker is able to read and write a device encrypted by BitLocker from Windows system. So the interest is to be able to exchange encrypted the USB key, for example, between your NAS and a Windows system. This dislocker is a set of commands. Okay, so this command, oops, just a second. Our dislocker back is to have information about the back file. Dislocker find, it's a Ruby script able to find if a device exists and if the device are device encrypted with BitLocker. Metadata is to have internal information in for a device. And file and fuse as the real useful tools. One dislocker file create a real copy of the disk on your system. So after, when you mount it, you are able to read and write inside, but in fact it's on the image. And but you have a better and quick access, but you don't write anything or you don't change anything inside the USB device, for example. So it's just a copy of a USB device, and after you can use them. Dislocker fuse is better, or depend of the case. He create a fake image of the USB device. And are able to mount it after, but in this case, when you make any change in the USB device, you write the new data inside, or the data modified inside the USB key itself and encrypted. So it's most useful, but in some cases it's not need to have a real access to the USB device. But I use them for the demonstration. So you can see here I have a SDE one. It's a partition of a USB device. To make the command, I can do the command manually, but also you can do the command using your shell script. It must be better to have exactly what you want and don't to have manage all the command. So for example, if I use dislocker find, the Ruby script, I see that there were a BitLocker device partition here. Okay, so I have write a small shell script to do all the command. So they were the find. You keep the device is used or dislocker fuse to mount it at a virtual image, and then you use a mount loop to mount really the data and to access them. All can be used can be created automatically if you enter password and so on. So shell script is better because you can hide the password by different method and so on and so on. So my test script is named dislocker. So it just says me that the usage is start and stop, and he found one device. So if I start it, so in fact, start is search the device, mount the fuse image, then mount for access the image started. Okay, okay, it's done. So what are the results? In fact, the result is the creation of two folders in the dislocker folder. One is the image, so you don't use them itself. And you can see 14 gigabytes. It's large, but in fact it's not large because it's a sparse file. So it's not a real image, but a pseudo image. So if you make, for example, a DU to have a real image size, you can see, in fact, it's 0. It's 0. Because, in fact, it's not a real file. So don't be anxious about the size of your system. The second one is the real one. So if I see in the month, you can see I have all the data inside my system. So it comes from a Windows system, so I have a system volume information here, and so on and so on. I can, if I want, delete a file. So I delete the real file. I can write a new file inside. For example, and if you can see that now initam is suppressed and fuse.conf is added. So all the access will be done in the real place. And the value here, if you want to have an idea of, okay, it's only the size of the real data. So don't be afraid by the pseudo size, but you have to know it. When you are finished, you can stop. So stop, it's unmounting all the file and removing the device. And here you can see there were now no things here because the device is unmounted. A short visibility to my shell. So you can see it's a very short shell script. I extract the device name, I create the folder for the image and for the mount point. I use the dislocker fuse command to mount and use fuse option like allow over to permit to any people to write and read in the USB BitLocker device, even if it's under the responsibility of root. And the same, the mount loop for the image. So the interest is for you to be sure that you can access your data, write and exchange data if it's need, and at hand unmount your USB device and use them in a Windows PC with the same encryption key. Ah, yeah.